All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about chess openings today, but not just memorizing a bunch of moves. We're going to dig into the principles behind them and maybe, just maybe, look at a mind shift that could totally change how you kick off every single game. You've been there, right? I know I have. You're maybe 10 moves in, everything seems fine, and then, bam, your whole position just falls apart. It's not just us, even grandmasters have these opening disasters. And it happens because the opening isn't just about moving your pieces out. It's where you set the entire strategic DNA for the game. If you mess that up, you might not even get a chance to play the middle game. So to try and avoid that total collapse, every new chess player learns a set of, well, let's call them the golden rules of the opening. They're meant to be the building blocks for a solid game. Yeah, you've heard these a million times, I'm sure. Control the center so your pieces can go anywhere. Develop your pieces to get him in the fight. And, of course, castle to get your king safe. It's standard advice. You find it everywhere. And you know what? It makes a lot of sense on the surface. But what if that classic advice, while totally sensible, is missing something? What if there's a more powerful way to think about these exact same principles? A little secret, kind of hiding in plain daylight, that can make your openings way more effective. So here's the big question. The principles themselves? They're solid. But is the order we learn them in, the priority we give them, is that right? What happens if we just shuffle the list? And here it is. This is the whole idea. The classic way of thinking often puts develop pieces as job number one. But this reloaded priority, it flips everything on its head. King safety becomes the absolute non-negotiable number one priority. Then you worry about controlling the center. And finally, notice the word change. It's not just development, it's purposeful development. That's a huge shift in thinking. This brings us to a really cool concept called king safety-driven development. It's kind of like what programmers call test-driven development, where you figure out the test before you even write the code. For us, it means before you make any developing move, you run it through a quick two-part test. First, does this make my king safer? And second, does this help me control the center? If it passes, then you make the move. All right, so let's break this down, starting with our new top dog. Why on earth does king safety have to be number one? Well, it's really as simple and as brutal as that. This is the one unbreakable law of chess. You can have the most beautiful central control, the most perfectly developed pieces, and it all means absolutely nothing if your king is about to get checkmated. Survival comes before everything else. Now, here's what's really important. There's a difference between castling and king safety. We're taught to castle early, right? But castling is just a move. It's a tool you use to try and achieve king safety, but it doesn't guarantee it. You can absolutely castle right into a killer attack. But when you're thinking king safety first, you're always asking, is my king really safe here? And that question alone can prevent so much damage. Okay, so our king is tucked away and secure. Now we can turn our attention to the most valuable real estate on the board, the center. This is a perfect picture of what we're talking about. Look at white's pawns on e4 and d4. They're like these two giant pillars in the middle of the board. They're controlling all those key squares, they're cramping black's style, and they're giving white's own pieces all the freedom in the world to get ready for action. The best way to think about it is like this. The center is the strategic high ground. If you control the hill, you control the battle. From the center, your pieces can just get anywhere else on the board so much faster. It gives you more space, sure, but the real magic is flexibility. You can pivot your attack from one side of the board to the other in a flash, and that keeps your opponent completely off balance. And that finally brings us to our third principle, the one that ties this whole thing together. We're not just moving pieces out anymore. We're developing them with a very clear mission. This quote from International Master Andrus Toth just nails it. We've all seen it or done it. You get all your pieces off the back rank, it looks perfect, like a textbook diagram, but your army has no idea what it's supposed to be doing. The pieces are out, but they aren't working together. So here's the thing to remember. Development isn't the goal, it's the method. It's how you achieve your two main goals. Every single time you move a knight or a bishop, it should be helping to either make your king safer or tighten your grip on the center. There's this great analogy for it. A simple developing move on its own is just a pen. But when you give that move a strategic purpose, the purpose of ensuring king's safety and controlling the center, that simple move becomes mightier than a sword. It becomes a real weapon.
So, how does all this help you in a real game? Well, thinking this way actually works like a powerful filter. It helps you automatically avoid some of the most common and painful opening mistakes.
These are the classic blunders, right? Players just get tunnel vision. They focus only on their own plan, they push their pawns too far too fast, they bring pieces out just for the sake of it, and they completely miss what their opponent is doing. But look at how our reloaded priority system just deals with these. If the very first thing on your mind is my king safe? You're probably not going to overextend or ignore a threat. And you can't really misunderstand development if you know its only job is to support king safety and central control. It becomes a built-in error checker on every single move you make.
So, let's just run through it one last time. The reloaded principles. Number 1, first and always, prioritize your king's safety. Number 2, use your pieces to fight for and control the center. And number 3, develop all your other pieces with the specific purpose of making those first 2 goals happen.
Look, if you only take one single thing away from all of this, let it be this. In those first few critical opening moves, before you do anything else, just think, king's safety first. It will guide every other decision and help you build a position that's solid, secure, and ready to win.
And of course, that leads us to the next and maybe most interesting level of chess. Because as every great player knows, the real art isn't just knowing the rules. It's knowing them so well that you know exactly when and, more importantly, why to break them. But that's a story for another time.